It's forbidden fruit, but I like it. A toy they mock, but I ignite it. They tell me, Joe, don't you dare, but I raise it high in the neon air. Yeah.
It's better to tell the truth.
And that's no lie. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
What's up, fellow nerds? I'm back with round two of Forbidden Fruit reviews. And this one, I figure we've done a Joe, so now we're going to do a Cobra. And who better to start with than the leader of Cobra, Cobra Commander? I myself, when I was younger, only had the hooded version. I did a mail away, and if I could get that hooded commander back, mm, I cannot tell you how awesome that figure was to me personally, because it was something I had to send away for. It was something I had to save up flag points for. It meant something to me. And I never had the helmeted version, um, the Mickey Mouse version when I was younger. So I was very excited to start my classified journey with the Imperial version of Cobra Commander, which was the helmet, but he also had a plastic cape. It came in a very crushed up box. I was very disappointed in the actual box of it, but I was very pleased when they came out with the retro card back version, which also had the vac metal on the visor. So, and I've also realized that you're actually getting kind of two for one reviews when we do these Forbidden Fruit, because I'm going to compare things to the classified version, even though in my mind, I see them as two very different things. Like to me, classified is for toy photographers, for people who want to play with their toys, people that want to create dioramas with weird poses, things of that nature. Whereas this Super 7 Ultimates line is more a display, just something to keep on a shelf or, to have in hand every now and then to horse around with, but not something that you're going to be playing with day to day. But nonetheless, when you're dealing with a 7 inch like the Super 7 Ultimates, or whether you're dealing with a 6 inch, you have to make some sort of comparison. So I think that moving forward on these forbidden fruits, you're going to get a little bit of classified review, and you're also going to get the forbidden fruit review, which is of the 7 inch. So um, taking a look at this 6 inch classified, you'll notice that that helmet stripe is way off. Now, if you're a Sunbow fan, you know that in every episode, that stripe was center, left, right. It was all over the place. So this is par for the course. I have another Cobra Commander with his helmet stripe that is actually straight, and that one I'm going to keep in box or on card and use that on my pegboard in my office. But that vac metal is so cool. And I think it adds so much to this figure. And you'll notice the Cobra symbol is nice and large. He comes with a bunch of different hands. Let's see if I can. So you got your pointer hand, you've got fists, you've got trigger fingers. He comes with the backpack mount, which, if you remember, there wasn't much to the 3 and 3/4 inch. He's got the hair dryer gun, which was awesome, um, and the butt of many a jokes back in the day. He also comes with like a uh, little stiletto knife. There you go. So that's that. So pretty cool figure, definitely something that I can use in my dios. That back metal makes all the difference in the world. It just adds another layer. If I ever wanted to do toy photography, you could reflect things in it. I just think it's a really well done figure. Now, the fact that the stripe is off center, I know that gave everybody heartburn when these came out, and it was very difficult to find a helmet stripe that was, centered properly. So whatever. As a Sunbow kid, I was used to the helmet stripe being constantly off kilter. So um so that is the classified version. I like it. If I was to give the classified version a review, I would say that's a solid 9 out of 10. The articulation is great, double jointed knees, everything's pinless. He's got the double jointed arms. Now, this is stiff as hell. Um, and that is something with the classifieds that, it's very hit and miss. Sometimes you'll get very stiff ones, and like this one right now, if I go and I think I'm going to have to heat up that knee because even though it's a double knee joint, that second joint it's solid. It's in there. Now this one bends fine. What's the deal? So, but as far as posability, playability, um, does it give me that nostalgia? He's got, an ab crunch here. I love that. Like there's just so many good poses you can put this guy in. Um, and like I said, you shouldn't have to heat up figures, but I think that's just something that collectors have come to accept at this point, that nothing's perfect and you take what you can get, unfortunately. Um, Again, everything is it's not the rest of the joints outside of that knee, near as I can tell, are they're not sticky. They are stiff. You can get a pose out of them. Great figure. I'm saying 9 out of 10 on the retro card back. I have the Imperial version. Not as crazy about it as I am about that, but again, I'm a nostalgia person. I'm a Sunbow person. I'm a toy person. So um, that's where I stand with the classified Cobra Commander. Now, this here, the Super 7 Ultimates Cobra Commander, does not have vac metal. It has kind of that frosted metallic visor, which is fine because that's how the original came. Um, and that's for the most part how it was in the series. Although on occasion you did see that he would reflect certain things in his visor. And again, I think the only time I saw this red cape was in the Mass Effect portion of the series. Um, but we'll get to that cape here shortly. But I will forego the unboxing. But there is something that I do want to mention with these boxes that I forgot to mention with Flint. Here's something that I really enjoy. This is an actual attempt at a file card. This is, to me, an amazing, amazing thing. Good on Super 7 for trying to get through this, and I am super happy that someone actually attempted to do a card back or a file card correctly. You can see there's some still shots of Cobra Commander in the Mass Effect series, and he comes with a bunch of accessories, which is really cool. You can see their attempt at the hairdryer gun. We're gonna get to that in a minute. So let me do the unboxing and we'll continue on with our review. All right, less hairy of an extrication for Cobra Commander Ultimates. Now, as you can see, one of the common criticisms of this is the small nature of the Cobra logo, and I do agree with that. It is small. Um, in the series, it's big, and probably one of the cooler features is this wired cape. That's right, it's wired, so you can change it. Um, which only appeared in like one episode of The Mass Device. But again, um, it is, I can make it flowing behind him if he's walking. Um, but it is a wired cape that magnetically attaches to his shoulders. Freaking awesome. Really cool. Now, as you can see, the snake just fell off. His snake holding hand. I mean, he has 10 hands total. So he's got grippy hands, he's got trigger hands, he's got hands for just about everything. But the open palm kind of sit the snake in there. Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's got to be closer up against the body here. Maybe he's holding it like a football. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, so he has this globe with a snake wrapped around it. Um, Not going to sit here and horse around with that all day. I'm going to take the cape off as well, just so you can see the body. He's got very little in the way of paint apps, but he was pretty plain in the series. Again, remember, they're not going for a remembrance of the 3.75 line. They are going for Sunbow cartoon series. And again, seated position. We've got ankle rockers, no boot cuts, right? So, and no thigh cuts. Now, one thing I do notice, let's see if the camera can pick that up. It looks like a fucking shark took a bite out of him. There's a bit of a deal there. But again, no thigh cut, no boot cut. Um, Pretty plain Jane. He does have an ab crunch there. The He does have some slight waist articulation, and he does have a bicep cut, and he has, full wrist, elbow, and it looks like, yes, so his elbow is actually a ball joint in addition to the hinge. So quite a bit of articulation when it comes to um, quite a bit of articulation when it comes to his arms. I'm guessing because, there's a lot of uh, expression in him pointing and his upper body as opposed to his lower body. He comes with his staff, his little Cobra staff. Um, he is a little loose. Check this out. For like a $45, $50, $55 figure, I don't think you should do that. Now, again, if I pose him up top, I'm shaking it and he's not going. But if I, so wherever you pose him, he'll stay, right? But there is a looseness there. A little wild, man. Not crazy about that. But wherever you do pose him, he does stay. So It just feels loose. It's weird. Um, all right, so I'm not going to count that against him, but it is something to be aware of, right? So if I pull him up here, he kind of stays where he's at. So I'm not that worried about that. Um, Neck articulation, we're good there. So again, kind of thoughts on this guy. Let's talk about some of the accessories aside from the cape, the snake with the globe. He comes with this animal ray gun. I'm struggling to remember what the episode was about, but I do remember this being part of the Sunbow series, and you can see there is some good articulation there. He does have a version of his hairdryer gun. It's not the hairdryer gun. I'm a little disappointed with that. But again, I have to keep reminding myself which version of Cobra Commander this is. This is Sunbow Cobra Commander, not my toy Cobra Commander, not the Cobra Commander from the comics. Um, Another, I think that's the mass device, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've also got, he just comes with all kinds of remote controls for harebrained schemes, right? That's basically the gist of it. He comes with all these remotes. He comes with the wired cape, the snake in the globe, the 10 hands. He also comes with binoculars and a laser rifle. Um, I'll show those to you. There's the laser rifle, the binoculars. There's four more hands there. Um, and then he's got another version of the laser pistol there. Um, I'm not going to use any of that crap. So um, basically, the whole gist of it is I'm going to have him displayed as such, right? Uh, And that's it, right? So, although that chest poking out thing, yeah. So it'd be more like this. So again, as a display piece, it works. This one definitely between the looseness in the chest and some of the other bibs and bobs here, the fact that there was a shark-sized bite out of the thigh, that bothers me a little bit. But his helmet stripe is fine. It's centered, unlike the classified one. Overall, I'm gonna say again, and this is not to. It's really not. It's just working out that way. Um, I think honestly, for this guy, I'm gonna give him a 7. I'm gonna go lower than Flint on the out of 10 scale, just because of the looseness of the chest. I mean, they wanted 50 something dollars for this thing, and look at that chest. That's disturbing. 50 something dollars, absolutely not. As part of a wave, I think he was wave one. I think it was $55 for four figures on sale at Big Box or Big Bad. You would have to be on sale to get me to buy that figure again, because I paid what amounts to $15 for it. I'm not mad at $15 for that, but if I paid $50 to $60 for this, I'd be pissed. Pissed. Now, um, with regards to accessories, it comes with a ton. If you know all the lore, then you'd probably get a kick out of it. I think that's one of the cool things about the Super 7 Ultimates line is that they give you all these little reminders of the lore of Sunbow. I also forgot to mention it does come with a non-striped head as well, so it's a little bit more round and it's not long in the faceplate. But what I would say with this figure, actually, I'm gonna go even lower. I'm gonna go lower. There's so many things I like about this. In future reviews, you're gonna hear me talk about wired capes, wired cloth goods, how important that is. And Super 7 did it on this one, but then they effed up everything else. Um, so I'm gonna go with 6.5. So we're going even lower. We're going 6.5 for Cobra Commander. He comes with a wired cape, all these accessories. He looks pretty good, but again, the Cobra logo, the Cobra logo is tiny. It looks like he works, you know, at Sunoco or something. He's just got a tiny little, you know. But yeah, I think I'm comfortable with 6.5 on Cobra Commander. And you tell me you've got this Cobra Commander for what is it, 25 to $27 now? Let's do this. So you got this Cobra Commander with the big Cobra logo. He's got the proper hair dryer gun. Yeah, they effed up his stripe on his helmet, but he's got vac metal. I mean, he's got a little stiletto. Or under normal circumstances, not sale price, $55 for a guy that, he's got a loose chest. He's got a chunk taken out of his thigh. Oh, there you go. You can see it. You can see it on this thigh right here. Someone like bit into it like a 2-year-old. Um, yeah, I mean, it would be hard to recommend at full price, but as the big bad toy store is having that sale right now where you can get 4 figures, for the $50 or $60, it's hard to say no because it is the Sunbow version. Albeit, if I could fix one thing, it would be that Cobra logo on the on the breast of the jacket there. But it does come with a lot of accessories. It does look like the Sunbow guy. Um, yeah, but still, you can't charge 50 plus dollars for something that has manufacturer defects. Can't do it, and I won't support it. But again, having been a part of the sale, I also can't say that it's not worth $15, let's say, right? So that's kind of where I stand on Cobra Commander. Am I mad that I bought it at the sale price of $15? No, I'm not mad at all. It comes with a wired cape. I could probably tighten up that ab crunch a little bit. Um, but again, if it was at normal manufacturer price, I would be so mad right now. I would be super mad. It'd probably be on its way back right now. But this guy, perfect for all your diorama and posing needs and playing needs. But I guess let's go back to my first review. And I said that the Super 7 were good for display. If I had the choice to display these two, I think I'm going with this guy. I really do. which really sucks because if I want to display Flint from Super 7, now I've got like a mini Cobra Commander. That doesn't work. But if I'm going to display something on my desk, it's going to be the vac metal Cobra Commander with the big Cobra symbol and the hair dryer gun that looks just like I remember. Now, here's another thing. We've got a stripe. Now, that looks horrible because of how I have it posed, but what do we got? No stripe. No stripe. So, all in all, I will display it. I will display it because now I'm all in on the line for review purposes. And by the way, I'm not getting any of this stuff for free. I'm diving in for your benefit. So none of this is free, but yeah, I'll display this begrudgingly on the shelf or on my desk. But if I had my druthers and if this Cobra Commander was still full price, you bet your sweet ass I would be going with this bad boy right here. All right, so Cobra Commander by Super 7 Ultimates, 6.5. Final answer. Man, that's kind of a bummer. I did not expect that. I was super excited for the Wired Cape thing. All right, see you on the next one here at Forbidden Fruit Reviews with Joe Ara.
It's forbidden fruit.